Today, I'm going to talk to you like I'm talking to my best friend. I'm going to be very vulnerable. I am coming out of my comfort zone today because I feel that it is time to say this and to somehow tell my story and help someone who is in the position I was in some years ago. Even though I have thought about making this video for months, but because of privacy reasons, I have been dragging my feet, but something pushed me to finally make it. Now, I have this friend. We're not so close, but she's still a friend. We met up recently and she was complaining bitterly about the rising cost of living and how her paycheck was not getting her anywhere. Now, this is not the first time I'm hearing that from her. And by the way, guys, cost of living is truly crazy high. It's very scary. Well, she wasn't done. She also complained about her job, her boss, the economy, the weather. That day she went on, and as much as I understood with her, I felt drained. If you watched my last video, you know the category of person she likely is. Anyway, I listened as a friend, and after empathizing with her, I asked her one question. How badly does your situation hurt? Well, she looked at me like, what are you saying? And I asked her again. She says, well, it hurts bad. And then I said, then why don't you consider doing something about it? Because listen, you have three choices here. Number one, you continue to complain and nothing changes. Number two, you live with it and make it work somehow. So you make some adjustments to maybe your mindset and of course, maybe your spending. Or number three, you make an exit plan. Recognize that you need to change something. It's either you change your job or you change your vocation, as in maybe do something different, something else that you enjoy more and pays more. And that might not be a traditional job. And guys, I wasn't being harsh with her. I said it with love because I felt that I needed to wake her up and get her to see the possibilities that she has. Because guess what? If she changes nothing, then nothing changes. 1 year down the line, she might still be making the same complaints. Take me, for example. A few years ago, I had a good job. Nothing wrong with the job. Yes, it was stressful, as jobs often are. But I noticed a pattern with myself that worried me. No matter how I enjoy a job, after some months, I want out of that job. I know it's weird, right? Is there anybody else like that? If you are, let me know in the comments. I find out I want something different. It's either the job starts boring me and driving me crazy or something else. And I find myself looking for another job. And even after changing jobs, I find that cycle of dissatisfaction often repeating itself. It was becoming a cycle of doom or almost. And I was wondering, I remember thinking many times, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just stay at a job like other people? What am I looking for? Am I not meant to work? And if I don't work, then how do I get money? This puzzled me for a long time. And on top of that, I hated getting up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I don't think I am. Many days I would call in sick because I just could not get out of bed. I wanted a job that started at 11 a.m. or so, but there were hardly any jobs like that, except you work shifts, and that's it. Completely different story. So I found myself dreading my work days, going to a job that didn't serve me, and sometimes just dealing with people who are not aligned with my spirits. But of course, I had to work because I needed to get paid. It was exhausting mentally and emotionally. I really don't know how to describe it. You know, this feeling that there's more. Me thinking, I can be more. I can do more. This waking up, going to work, you work, come back home, and rinse and repeat. This can be all my life is about. For the next how many years am I going to be doing this? There had to be something more. But what that more was, I didn't know at the time. So I tried my hands at a few side hustles, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing, and even creating YouTube videos. but none of those quite worked out the way I thought it would. So I just went on with my life, but I practiced gratitude. Every day I wake up believing that everything would be okay. Even if things looked tough, I tried not to think about it too much, and I just kept pressing forward, because really things could have been worse. I could have been jobless, I could have been sick, I could have been ill, and that would have been another kind of problem. So I stayed grateful and hopeful. And at this point, I want to tell you, don't waste your time worrying about what you cannot control or what might go wrong, because there's nothing you can do about what you can't control, and what you worry about might never even happen. So by 2020, I was drained, and then COVID happened. You know how that story goes. I was pretty hit bad by COVID, and I suffered some serious emotional and mental health issues. Maybe I'll talk about that some other time, because it was deep, very, very deep. Anyway, this one time, there was a COVID scare at my office. And even though we had insisted that some of us needed to work from home, our management refused. And ours was one of the only places where we were mandated to come to work, despite COVID. So during that COVID scare, I fell ill and I thought I had COVID. So I took time off work. And because I was taking too long to come back to work, I was given an ultimatum. And by that time, I had had enough. So I quit. I just quit. But thinking about it now, it was a little reckless, because I didn't have a job. I didn't have another job at that time. And I had bills and responsibilities and, of course, plenty of expenses. But somehow, deep down in me, I knew it would be fine. And that was where my journey into digital marketing and coaching began. And I want to share how I broke free from the 9 to 5 into self-employment. I am now in a position where I am so happy with myself, guys. I haven't been happier. And it's mainly because I have freedom. Freedom, you guys. I can sleep till 10 o'clock if I want. Remember, I said I'm not a morning person. I can travel when I want. I can work till midnight if I want. Y'all, that feeling is so great. I can't describe it to you. You have to feel it for yourself. You have to make a conscious decision. You cannot continue to drift through life hoping something will happen. And most of my success, I attribute to God's grace. I'm telling you guys, I talked to God a lot about this. I am a Christian, but I am not what you would call a prayer warrior. But I knew that I could not do this without God. So I pressed into Him. I read my Bible and I listened, because I knew the answer would show up around me somehow. I knew I would hear God either from something that I was listening to, or from just something I read about, or just that still small voice in my mind. So how did I break free? 2 major things happened to me. Now, for the first one, I will need to give a little backstory. I am an immigrant. I came to Canada in 2018, and I went through a lot before I was able to do that. I saw shege, as we say in Nigeria. If you don't know what shege is, go and Google it. And despite many refusals and pitfalls, I finally got a study visa to Canada in 2018. And there's a whole story there. But immediately I got that visa, I started reaching out to a few friends to encourage them that it was possible and that they could do it too. The reason why I did that was because a lot of people, friends and family alike, didn't think that I would get that visa for so many reasons. So when I did get it, I was eager to share my success story and how I did it so that they could do it too. That was the beginning of my coaching business, but I didn't know it at the time. So over the first few years after I got the visa, I continued to help people in my free time on calls and even helping with filling their forms. And all of that completely for free. Free. Until one day after COVID, someone asked me to write out the process for her so that she could refer to the document as she was going through the process. I agreed. And it was while I was writing that document remember I had no job at this time, that someone told me, don't give it to her for free. Ask her to pay. I was not comfortable with that. Why will she pay? I thought. And this person said, just ask her. So I did ask. And guess what? She paid. That was a eureka moment for me. Someone paid me for what I know. After processing that eureka moment, I decided to turn my experience and my knowledge into a full-fledged ebook. And then I started selling it. Guys, it sold like hot cake, or hot buns, if you will. I could not believe that people wanted to buy my little ebook filled with my experience. And guess what happened next? Some people started asking for one-on-one time to speak with me to ask some questions. And of course, you guessed right, I started offering that service too, and they paid. Wow. At first, my prices were modest because I didn't even know what to price my product and my consultation. But as I became bolder, I charged more. And they still paid. Now, what can you learn from that? This is what you can learn. You too have something that you can monetize. Don't even start shaking your head saying, there is nothing that I can monetize. Think about it. What is that one thing that people reach out to you for? Or that's one thing you know so well, or that experience of yours that people can learn from? Let me tell you something. There are divorced people teaching people how to cook with divorce. There are people teaching how to cook all sorts of dishes. There are people teaching how to train your dog, how to play a musical instrument, how to make a baby sleep. You name it. They are getting paid for the things you would think that people know already. So the assignment I'm giving you today is to look deeper, and don't discard any knowledge or experience or skills that you have. Write it down on your to-do list to do this week. I believe I'll talk more about this in later videos, but let's stay focused for today. So as people started buying my ebook, I realized I had more to include in the ebook, but I couldn't just be updating the same book over and over again. And I noticed that I didn't have like a central place where people could view updates. That worried me for a while. And, I wanted to let my ebook and my knowledge to reach even more people. So I decided to take it to a few affiliate platforms. And surprisingly, many of them rejected my ebook. I tell you guys, the level of rejection was so high. It was depressing. Some said my ebook was of low quality. Some said it needed to be hosted on a website as a course, and a few other disappointing rejections that I got. Those got my spirit down. But as a child of God, my spirit does not stay down. I could fall 7 times, and 7 times God will pick me up. So I realized now that I had a new problem. How do I turn this book and my knowledge into a course? Not just a course, but a high quality course. And yes, I prayed. I told God what I wanted, and I asked for insight and revelation. And I went about my day after talking to God. I didn't have the answers, but I believed that since I brought it to God, the answer will come to me. And of course, because my mind was searching, I started seeing videos and offers about creating a course. And that is how the law of attraction works. I don't know if you have noticed it. Once you start thinking about something, it starts appearing in your vicinity. I think those things have always been there, but your mind starts seeing it because you are looking for it. So I tried a few of those courses, but none of them quite gelled with me until I found this Digital Wealth Academy. And I will leave the link in the description and in the comments below if you want to check it out. And going through that course completely changed my little ebook and helped me develop a high value offer. I created a high quality course that sells every day. And with the help of DWBA, I learned how to ideate, create, write, attract, and distribute. It was a whole new kind of mindset that I needed to learn. And along the journey, I met many others who were trying the same things that I was. Some were failing woefully, Some were barely making it and some were excelling. I am excelling, and I did not create this massive out of your world product. No, I created something simple out of my own experience and knowledge. And by God's grace, I haven't clocked in at a job since then. Now, you see the online business industry. It's $1 trillion industry, and it's still growing. You can still grab a big chunk of it, and it's easier than you might be thinking. And I did prepare a free report for you. It's called the 10 proven strategies to launch and sell your own digital product. The link is in the description and in the pinned comments. And listen, even though you're thinking, oh, but I love my job. Oh, I don't want to leave my job. No worries. You can do this part-time. You can have it as a plan B. And it doesn't hurt to get in an extra $1,000 every month. Or does it? Truly, I empathize every day with people who are too scared to leave their jobs because their fear is real and would never belittle that. It's true. If you leave your job today, who would pay your bills? That's a real concern you have there, and I understand. And that's why you need to start thinking of your plan B, because really, your job might be great and all, but there are many people watching right now, and you can't even enjoy the sunshine. You are unhappy because you have to go to work tomorrow. You can't even see the beauty of life or enjoy the house you're working so hard to pay for. Some of you all have never taken a vacation. Is this how you want to live the rest of your life? No, no. And trust me, you are not alone. A lot of people are tired mentally, physically, emotionally. We are all just tired. People are tired of living below their means because they think that we deserve what we want in life. We all just need more income and an abundant flow to support it, not limiting ourselves to our jobs. And when I meet people and I talk to them for 30 minutes, I can tell that they're at a job they hate. They feel stuck. I can tell. And feeling stuck is crazy. So please use your talents, your creativity, and your belief in yourself to create more for your future. Yes, there's going to be sacrifice involved. You're probably going to bump your knee, bruise your ankle, maybe even fail a few times. But the sacrifice is so much better than the mental agony and frustration of doing something you hate every day. Find people who support you. Find a friend you can talk these things through with, that you can share the journey with. The way the universe works, sometimes God connects you with people for a season. And even though you may not know it at the time, that season is essential for you to fulfill your purpose. Be grateful for all your experiences because they could lead you to what you're truly called to do, just the way it did for me. If you're in a job where you feel stuck, just know that there's more to life and you're capable of so much more. For me, I like what I do now because it allows me to focus on my purpose. I can be myself. I can make people smile. I can help them chase their dreams and maybe brighten their day a little. I'm free to go wherever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to worry about working in a toxic environment or asking for time off. I can create more products if I want. I have time and freedom to do that. I want that for you too. And I'm urging you to start today. I'm not asking you to leave your job tomorrow without a plan. No, that's reckless. Don't do that, please. But start thinking about it, praying about it, and knowing your options. And like I said, you can monetize your skills, your talent, and your experiences. And my God, it's easier than you think. It's so easy. Go ahead and check out the Digital Builders Academy link here and in the description and comments, and just start there. And to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 job. If you love it, it's fine. Continue to do your job, but have an open mind. Because with a closed mind, you let nothing out, and at the same time, you let nothing in. What you want to do is let light in. Let yourself dream. See yourself free in your mind. And if you can see it, you can have it. Let me tell you something though. Once you taste being your own boss, it's addictive. Sure, it can be stressful, but not having to ask anyone's permission to take a day off, to pick up your kids early from school, to spend more on the things that matter to you, or to go on a week-long vacation, it's hard to quantify how incredible that feels. That freedom is a game changer. For you, what does freedom mean? What does freedom mean to you? And what is it going to take for you to go after it and to be finally free? Today, I have spoken to you as a friend, as my best friend. I have shared my own experience and my story. I know this might not be for everyone, but doing what I do now gives me freedom, peace of mind, and lets me live life on my own terms. What about you? Don't forget to download the free report that I made specifically for you, the 10 proven strategies to launch and sell your own digital product. It's in the description and in the pinned comments. And talking about my journey to freedom, I did a video talking about some simple side hustles that I have done over the years that also brings in extra income. Check it out here. And thanks so much for watching.